the soul of the deceased grandmother unexpectedly possessed her granddaughter. She then slapped her husband without hesitation, because the grandmother had just passed away in the hospital the day before. Watching her husband cry heartbreakingly made the grandmother believe she had married the right person. But she didn't know that at the funeral the next day, the old man showed up dressed in festive clothes and brought another old lady with him. The son, confused, asked, although it was a joyous funeral, "Father shouldn't be dressed so festively for the occasion." But the old man, hearing this, angrily slapped his son, shouting that he was an unfilial child for daring to speak to him like that. The old lady nearby quickly supported him, unbeknownst to them. In the gap between her words, the deceased grandmother's soul suddenly sat up. At this moment, the father began introducing the old lady's identity. It turned out she was his first love, whom he had waited for 55 years. Seeing this, the grandmother was instantly filled with rage. She walked up to her husband, just as she overheard him offering the other woman a dowry of 660,000, calling it 10,000 per year, to thank her for waiting for him for 50 years. Immediately after, the two of them began kissing in front of the grandmother. The son, watching his father's actions, was furious, thinking his father must have lost his mind to act so indecently at his mother's funeral. He firmly disagreed with his father marrying the old lady. However, the father wasn't there to seek his son's opinion, but rather to inform them, and urged his son to prepare the 660,000 dowry, adding that the old house should also have the old lady's name on it. The son angrily refused, but the old man coldly replied, if not, he would smash the funeral hall immediately. The son nearly fainted from anger, but the old man didn't care, and decided to hold a grand wedding in 2 days, demanding the 5 kinds of jewelry weigh 520 grams, not 1 gram less. The son was nearly livid. Then the old man revealed the truth, saying that the grandmother had tricked him into marriage, and that's why he had become a son-in-law. Seeing his son still refusing to comply, the old man grabbed a censer from the table and smashed it on the floor. The son, furious, vomited blood and collapsed. At this moment, the granddaughter couldn't stand it anymore. She stood up and said her grandmother had just died, and now he was causing a scene with his first love at the funeral, shouting that he didn't deserve to be her grandfather. The old man, seeing his granddaughter speak to him like that, ordered her to kneel and apologize to the old lady, and he would not hold it against her. But the granddaughter, crying, said she only had one grandmother. Seeing the granddaughter refusing to obey, the old man forcibly dragged her to kneel. She still stood firm. The fake old lady then took out a bracelet and offered it to her, thinking this would bribe the granddaughter to side with her. But the next second, the granddaughter threw the bracelet on the ground. The old man, seeing this, was furious. He had planned to discipline the granddaughter, but was stopped by the old lady. Then she said the bracelet was worth 500,000 and had been with her for 30 years. Hearing this, the old man grew even angrier. He grabbed the granddaughter and ordered her to apologize to the old lady. Seeing that the grandfather had completely lost his mind, the granddaughter couldn't take it anymore, and shouted for her grandmother to come and deal with him. But in his rage, the grandfather swung his arm forcefully, causing the granddaughter's head to hit the cabinet, and she passed out. The grandmother, seeing